2 stand-ups. Coming up on Nightside, a dramatic situation at Victory Community Church in the foothills ends with an arrest. Plus, several San Diego Metro Transit System security officers are under investigation. We'll have that coming up next. And the ISIS executioner known as Jihadi John's unfolding story of the man who left London to become a terrorist. That's right now on Nightside.
YMA Studios, covering Yuma in the Imperial Valley. This is Nightside on KYMA News 11.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Molly Lange. Now to the latest regarding one of the 2 standoffs that happened today. A dramatic situation at Victory Community Church in the foothills ends with an arrest. You're seeing photos now taken inside the building. Officers had to cut into the walls after a suspect hid inside the ductwork. Several witnesses say they noticed heavy police activity around 3:45 this afternoon. The Yuma County Sheriff's Office say they were searching for possible 2 wanted suspects. Witnesses say they were potentially burglarizing nearby homes. However, YCSO had not yet confirmed that information. One neighbor says she's noticed suspicious activity in the neighborhood for days.
Yeah, I've noticed a few just people driving around that don't really belong in the neighborhood, and they've been scoping out the area the last couple of days.
Well, we're still following this developing story, and we will have more details as they become available. Well, a flood watch is still in effect for most of the area. Standing by is meteorologist Nick Maruziak to tell us how to prepare. Nick.
Thanks, Molly. You still look off towards the south and you notice we're still seeing a steady stream of showers as it continues to move towards the north and west. And certainly earlier today was in the Imperial Valley. Now the brunt of the showers have moved east, and you take a little bit farther zoom and you still see those showers coming off the peninsula, so we still have a while to go before these will end. And that's one of the reasons we are under a flood watch throughout the entire area, including Imperial County and western Yuma County, including the city of Yuma, and that includes La Paz and Riverside County as well. So we are seeing plenty of rainfall today, and we're going to see plenty tonight. We're going to talk about when it's going to stop. That in your 8-day forecast. That's in a little bit. Let's send things over to Molly.
All right, thank you, Nick. Well, U.S. Customs and Border Protection say the Otay Mesa border crossing south of San Diego made its largest drug seizure ever, and officers discovered more than 15 tons of marijuana hidden inside a cargo trailer, supposedly carrying mattresses and cushions. An X-ray exam revealed something suspicious, and when officers opened the trailer door, they came upon plastic wrap packages stacked from floor to ceiling. In all, just under 1,300 packages holding nearly 32,000 pounds of pot was seized. Authorities estimate the marijuana has a street value of about $19 million. Well, a small fire broke out on Saturday night in a backstage area near It's a Small World attraction in Disneyland. According to a Disney spokesperson, the fire appears to have been related to a fireworks show and was quickly extinguished. Witnesses say that the fire was never inside the ride. There were no reports of any injuries. The It's a Small World attraction was briefly closed during the incident. Well, several San Diego Metro Transit System security officers are under investigation after videos surfaced showing them near a bleeding man and refusing to help him. The officer said it wasn't their responsibility, but witnesses say they should have done more. Candace Wynn reports.
Frustrated, Joseph Hernandez pulled out his cell phone Monday evening. His video shows several MTS security guards standing on the trolley station platform near C and 6th Street in downtown, while a man laid seriously injured feet away.
You guys got a radio like on channel 2 or 3 or anything like that?
Police confirm with NBC7 2 men were playing around when one accidentally pushed the other into a window. Hernandez, who had witnessed it, says he thought the man's life was on the line. That's the response that Hernandez says left him furious and heartbroken.
You've seen the video, there was no compassion for humanity at all at that point. It just blows my mind that I'm not giving hope on humanity at all, and it was heartbreaking.
An MTS spokesman tells us the role of transit security officers is to help ensure a safe and secure environment for MTS passengers on board the trolley and at trolley stations. While they have no enforcement authorities outside of MTS property, security officers are trained to provide assistance to people when warranted. MTS is investigating this incident to determine whether protocol was properly followed.
Does that provide some relief?
It doesn't. They were so wound up by observing the man dying across the street. It's, instead of actually doing their jobs, if that's what their boss said, that they can't move from this area.
Hernandez doesn't know if the injured man is okay or not. However, he can't help but think either way, every effort to help is needed when every second counts.
Well, new reports say the ISIS executioner known as Jihadi John went through anger management in high school and later complained of his treatment by British security. NBC's Kara Simpson has more on the unfolding story of the man who left London to become a terrorist.
In emails from 2010 released tonight, Mohammed Emwazi complains of violence against him by a British security officer. He says he, quote, threw me onto the wall and he was subject to strangling by my neck. In high school, a former teacher is quoted in a news report saying Mohammed Emwazi underwent anger management therapy. His university in London was, according to some, a hotbed of extremism.
We've also seen evidence of jihadist videos being shared with the Islamic Society at the university, including those calling for the deaths of coalition soldiers overseas.
By the time of this university picture, he was on the road to radicalization. He wears a Pittsburgh Pirates cap. It is absolutely sickening, the Pirates said in a statement, to see this murderer wearing a Pirates cap in this old photo. After he left university, he began traveling to Kuwait, where some of his family members live. Tonight, NBC News has learned Kuwait has been helping the worldwide investigation into Emwazi's movements. 3,400 Westerners have now joined ISIS, according to US officials. Homegrown extremists like Mohammed Emwazi.
Nevertheless, the homegrown violent extremists continue to pose the most likely threat to the homeland.
Authorities say they now have investigations in all 50 states. Tonight, one senior British lawmaker is questioning the UK's approach, asking how many more people must die before we look more closely at the strategy of our intelligence services, and calling for tougher action to prevent young people from joining ISIS. Back to you.
Coming up next on Nightside, we bring you updated information on police activity at the corner of Magnolia Avenue and 1st Street. And Red Bull gives you wings, and for one pilot, it makes you do loop-de-loos. We have that story coming up next. Stay with us.
The KYMA studios, covering Yuma in the Imperial Valley. This is KYMA News 11.
Welcome back. Well, Red Bull gives you wings, and for one pilot, it makes you do loop-de-loos in the sky. We met up with a one-of-a-kind man who is the only FAA-approved helicopter pilot to go upside down. Red Bull gives you wings, and for Chuck Aaron, it makes you loop, roll, and vertical climb. Aaron is the only pilot licensed by the FAA to perform aerobatics in a helicopter in the United States.
A group of guys there's 2 more guys that do the same thing I do for Red Bull in Europe. So I started everything here, and then they built it up over there, and so they're doing all of Europe, and I do all of the U.S.
Well, how does one become an aerobatic helicopter pilot?
The owner of Red Bull asked me if he could do aerobatics in a helicopter. I said, no, you can't do aerobatics in helicopters.
Aaron held on to that idea and came up with a plan to make it happen. Once he got the FAA approval, the sky was the limit.
Finally, when it got all done, this thing hit me. Like, now I've got to go out there and actually do it. I mean, it's like that feeling where you're standing out at the end of the diving board, you know, the sharks down there.
Aaron performs all over the country. He does up to 30 air shows a year.
I don't think about the people on the ground watching me, and I actually don't even look at the crowds until I'm finished with my air show.
The show lasts about 5 minutes.
But it's 5 minutes being upside down.
Aaron says he's been able to do things that most people didn't think could be done.
Take the helicopter and flip it over backwards and just literally fall down on my tail.
And his advice for all you dreamers out there,
you know, whatever it is you're doing, get a passion for it. If you have a personal passion to do something, do it.
The Yuma Air Show is one of a kind, the only one in all of Arizona this year. We were able to witness the Misty Blues, the all-women skydiving team, in action. The Misty Blues say the high they get from jumping makes them want to do it over and over again. MCAS Yuma brought back the F-35, which was a huge hit last year, being the most advanced weapon system in all of the U.S. arsenal.
I grew up watching Top Gun and thought I would never do that, and then I ended up doing just that. And it's an honor to serve my country and do what we do every day. We enjoy it.
Well, the Yuma Air Show was a one-of-a-kind experience. I cannot wait for next year. Well, speaking of one-of-a-kind experiences, something we look forward to all year long, the Yuma Lettuce Days. It's an annual celebration of being the nation's winter vegetable capital. They have agricultural tours, a showcase of local Yuma produce, the Chef's Chop Chop Challenge, and even celebrity Top Chef was there. Yuma Lettuce Days sprouted up down on the farm at University of Arizona's Yuma Agricultural Center.
So we've been giving ag tours all weekend long at Lettuce Days, and it basically gives them an opportunity to see the 250-acre farm that we have here at the University of Arizona.
Chef Hosea Rosenberg, winner of Top Shelf Season 5, was the headline chef for the Yuma Lettuce Days.
I show the whole recipe on stage. I love doing Q&A with the crowds, so I get them to ask questions.
He's showing them how to make beet tartare. Yuma Lettuce Days is an annual culinary celebration of Yuma's role as the nation's winter vegetable capital.
Off with 5 of the local chefs that did the harvest dinner. They just did a cook-off with them. They had a great time doing that.
Congrats to Chef Alex on winning the Chop Chop Challenge.
My trophy plaque for winning the Chop Chop Challenge here at Lettuce Days. 4 of us, actually 5 of us chefs who took part in the harvest dinner this past Thursday, competed today with a market basket, a mystery basket of ingredients, pork rinds, a candy bar, top ramen noodles, avocado, onion, assorted vegetables, and we all created a dish.
So how did he win with pork rinds, ramen noodles, and a candy bar?
Throws you out. The ramen noodles throw you out. The chocolate bar, the snack food from the gas station, or the pork rinds throws you off. But you make it.
Well, I really enjoyed being there today. Well, a devastating dunk nearly brought down the house in Illinois, literally. We'll tell you what we mean about that next.
And looking over our sky cam, there's still plenty of rain outside. We're going to talk all about how long it's going to last. That coming up after this break.
From the KYMA studios, covering Yuma in the Imperial Valley, this is KYMA News 11.
All right, welcome back. Well, we are still experiencing a flood warning, flood watch around the area, which means there has been a lot of rain throughout the valley. Lucky for us, we have Nick Maruziak in the studio. Nick, how much rain does that mean?
Well, you know what? We've seen plenty of it. In one reporting station in Mexicali reported over an inch of water. And certainly, we've seen pictures like this coming through us. Here's the current totals. Looking at about just under a half an inch in El Centro, Imperial, and over a half an inch in Blythe. So we were right to say they are going to go see the most in Yuma right now. It's still pretty light at 0.12. But again, we're starting to see those showers move. Now, if you're wondering about records, we're still very, very far off from them. Here's what we're looking at. Showers are continuing to move east. Now, they generally are moving north to south, but the system is actually moving to the east. So again, as these showers continue, they're just moving a little bit more this way than the radar is showing. Now, again, we've seen the heaviest showers in Blythe, so you can see them popping up through the day, and certainly this one was a stronger one. And then when we move down to Imperial Valley, it's quieted down just ever so much. We saw plenty of showers earlier today, but then we've noticed a few pockets where it's been drier. In Yuma, just the quite opposite, where the last few hours we've seen those showers pick up from the south, and they've moved in over the last few hours. And Futurecast shows us they're going to continue through the overnight hours. So this is at 1 a.m. You notice that line continues to move towards the east. By 5 a.m., they will be into most of Yuma County and moving into eastern Yuma County. And then certainly throughout the day, Monday, you're going to see maybe a spot shower or two, but otherwise it's going to be dry. Rain totals the rest of today don't look quite as impressive as they once did. I still think a quarter inch is possible in certain spots. and maybe locally heavier. And that's why, again, we are still under a flood watch. This is for La Paz and Riverside County, and Yuma counties as well is under one. Now, right now, temperatures are in the 50s, and that's about as warm as it's going to get tonight. When we look towards tomorrow, again, clouds and sunshine, early showers, and temperatures 60s around the area, 68 in Yuma, 66 at YPG. Now, it will be slightly warmer north and west of Yuma. That's because the clouds are going to move out slightly faster. So 69 in Blythe, and we're looking at 65 in Cibola. And in Imperial County, the showers will move out earlier in the day, and that's one of the reasons it will be 65 and 66 and 67 in Imperial County. So again, it's going to get out of here relatively fast, and you notice behind it, we're left with dry, sinking air. So at least a day two of cooler than average weather, and then it's going to start warming up as the system moves its way out towards the north and west, and that gets out of here, and we're left with warmer weather. How warm will it get? Well, in 8 days, we're going to be talking about 80s, and well, for the rest of the week, it looks like 60s and 70s. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, below average, and then Friday, we get right near our average, and then it's back up into the warmer weather for the weekend, and Sunday into Monday. And you see the overnight lows also getting warmer as we head through. But Monday, early rain in Yuma. Eventually, we will get rid of it. I still think we'll see clouds throughout the day and maybe a few peaks of sunshine. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday looks to be clear, with Wednesday being breezy in Yuma. Otherwise, looks to be a pretty nice week ahead with temperatures in the mid-70s, getting up near the 80s and even 90 by Monday. So warm weather is ahead. Molly, I know you and I were talking earlier. I said bring your umbrella, but I think you can leave it at home for the next week ahead.
All right, well, sounds good, Nick. Thanks so much. Well, we have some breaking news for you tonight. Coming in earlier tonight, the Yuma Police Department surrounded a home on the corner of 1st Street and Magnolia Avenue. We spoke to a nearby resident who says suspicious activity happens often in this area. He said police and what seems to be a SWAT team showed up a little before 6 o'clock this evening. They just cleared the area just now around 10 o'clock tonight, and the neighbor says lights in the home went out once the police showed up. That criminal activity has risen in the neighborhood over the past 20 years.
We're just worried because there's been going weird stuff around the block now. There's been a couple of shootings and now this, so I thought Yuma was a decent place to live, but apparently it's just getting worse. The town's becoming too big for some reason.
You updated as we received information on this. Welcome back. Well, there's a new Guinness World Record for the most number of people dressed as trees. The record was set in India's showbiz capital of Mumbai today by a non-profit organization of the Jain community. Why, you ask? Why are they dressed as trees? Well, we'll tell you. They are bringing awareness for the need to preserve the environment. This record broke the previous one, which was set in 2014 in Australia, where 776 people gathered and dressed as trees. All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.